Freege reporting that the Leafs love Jake McCabe and would love to extend him this summer. Of course, he has 1 year left on his deal. Chicago retained 50% on that trade last year, so the Maple Leafs have him for 1 more year at $2 million. Obviously, is a bargain. He's going to get more than $4 million a season, which he had in his previous contract. But do you like the fit, Jake McCabe in Toronto?
Yeah, I did. Jake McCabe's a man. He's not a boy, and he plays like a man. And I like that, and I think they need a lot more of that on this team. I don't know what it is. There's a difference between man and boys these days in the NHL. It used to be you go look at the late 90s, early 2000s, and it's same with junior. Like I look at these junior teams, they used to be like these grizzled men with beards. Now they're these little baby boys with rosy cheeks who just like playing on their PlayStation. It's odd. I don't know what's going on with the generation. I'm not, it is what it is. I noticed that very strongly. I think a lot of people do. But Jake McCabe is of the former. He is a man back there. He plays physical. He steps up. He can, he plays pretty. He plays pretty well defensively. He can move the puck. He can chip in. On the offensive side, he's not. No one's saying he's your number one guy. So, I mean, I could sit here and everyone's going to go, what about this play? And he wasn't good enough. That, like, compared to who? Like, what are your expectations? He is the slot that he is, the numbered guy that he is. What would you call him? A number 4 guy? Four. That's what he is. And he's solid at that. And I would like him back. I think he was an update to the back end. I think he was a guy that you could follow. Some of the big hits and attitude he had towards the physical side of the game. Him and Benoit really transformed this back end and made them, I think they played leaps and bounds better than they have in the past. So I'd absolutely extend him. What that looks like, see what he's looking for. I mean, it's not like a 7-year deal or anything, but maybe like a 3-4 year deal. You'll try to get him at $5 million. He'll try to push for 5.5 or 6 maybe. See what you can get done. But in this day and age with the salary cap and whatnot, that's where you want to be. So like, give me a reason why you would move on from him, and who are you going to get to replace him for the same, like, why? Like, at some point in time, you got to be like, yeah, this is what we're looking for this slot.
Yeah, firstly, I'm open to the conversation. He'll be 31 on October 12th when the new, assumed extension kicks in. He'll be 32 or just starting to be 32 as that season kicks off. I think ultimately it's going to come down first and foremost to what they do here in the offseason. It's no secret they're going to go defenseman hunting, whether it's a Montour, whether it's free agency, trade. So I think before you talk extension with McCabe, I think you want to lay out what you have first. I think Morgan Rielly obviously is there, for 4 more years. I wouldn't do anything with him. Hell, I don't think you can do anything with him right now. I think he's a good defenseman. I think he needs support. I think they need a right-handed shooting defenseman. We've been talking about that for 10 years. But I think in a perfect world, you have Rielly and somebody, you have McCabe and somebody. I don't know if it's going to be McCabe and Benoit. I don't know if you would agree, but I like Benoit more in the 5-6 pairing, at least for next season. We'll see if he matures into a guy who can be a mainstay in the top 4 there. But that's the way I'd probably play it, and that's slow playing it. Wait to see what you do in free agency, what you do in the summer. And if McCabe makes sense long-term, then you do the extension. But yeah, I think he's a good fit. I think he was really, really good in that series against Boston. You just need more of those types of players to be successful in the playoffs, especially on the blue line.
Yeah, you just need more. And I mean, it's just so weird because you always pick apart their D and say they have to get better. And then you go into the playoffs and they only surrendered 1 goal. They only surrendered 2 goals. It's like, whoa, that's like, what else could you ask for? They were the most physical team. They led the league or the playoffs in hits in the first round, I believe. They were running Boston out of their own building. They were putting them on their heels. They had Marchand like completely at a loss for what to do for several games. Like, that formula that we've been asking for, like, can you play with some jam? Do you realize this is the playoffs? Has always been, a problem back there. And like, can you stop getting caught so out of position? Can you just, a lot of those things, they seem to have shored up. I was quite impressed with the defensemen in this series. They, had a lot of question marks and scrutiny, and they just banded together and stepped up. And like I said before, what didn't even matter who it was. I mean, you could say, oh, Liljegren didn't do this, or like, it's still hockey, but it was just kind of a blur of blue back there. They're just doing their job, clearing things out, being in position, being poised. Like, there didn't seem to be a lot of panic and desperation, trying to get back to position, and oh god, I'm flat-footed, and oh, I'm chasing, and oh, I'm out of position, and oh, I lost my guy. It wasn't a whole lot of that. They were quite solid, which is quite impressive.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.